Sorry, what?
So basically, all right, you know what? I'll
You want it to end quick? Is that it? Like, what the fuck?
no. So do you think this is true or do you think this is fake? Right? Let's think of it this way. Is it true that girls, when a guy comes too fast, they take that shit as a compliment? Girls start to question if guys are taking too long, that they kind of feel like their self-esteem is kind of attacked. Like, what the hell is going on? What's taking him so long? Like, there's something wrong with them. Do you find that statement true or false?
I think it's false.
Yeah, I would say false. Because if you come too fast, the girls are gonna enjoy it. Because then she's not gonna be able to finish its climax as well. But then if you take a certain amount of time where it's not too long, then it's just the right amount of time, then it's perfect. But then it's only like when you take too long, like an exaggerated time to like climax.
Can you give us an estimate?
I'd be annoyed if it took too long.
Shit, like an hour and a half,
Yeah,
An hour?
2 hours, like
A few hours? Time management, Marco.
exactly. Like if it took me a few hours to like climax, and I'm pretty sure the chick would be like offended, like start questioning, like the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, mind you, if they're feeling good, I guess it's okay. But like, yeah, no, if they're not, if it's nothing's happening, like I say, you're just like slamming it into her, and you're just like
It gets
bored.
boring. It gets boring
exactly.
too quick, and you're like,
and if she's not feeling it either, it's like, what the fuck?
yeah, it just
doing?
makes the whole experience
You
worse.
you guys just penning flesh against flesh for no reason.
Yeah,
because the question is tricky because the person who asked us this didn't give us a time.
So
of like what defines too short, what defines too long. You know,
yeah.
This thing like sex is like a well cooked steak. Let me explain, okay? Let me
go
explain
ahead.
this analogy. So a steak, right? Let's say they too fast, right? You're gonna cut into pieces. You're gonna bite into it and devour the whole steak really fast. Where you're gonna choke. You're gonna cough it up, and you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate the steak, and you're gonna say "fuck that," right? Whereas good sex is a nice, like, clean cut steak where you eat it and you savor every single bite. You know, you gotta take your time with it. You wanna get all that flavor in your taste buds. And then at the end, you're satisfied. You're like, damn, that was a really good steak.
It hit the spot.
Exactly. There you go. Hit the spot. Hit the right spot. Now, which one would you prefer? The steak where you choke too fast because you eat it too fast? Or the one where you savor it? Remember it. Fucking engrave it into your mind. Exactly. It's like steak.
The analogy. The visual, I'm just picturing steak the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Texas Roadhouse.
Yo, you too?
That one makes me hungry.
I was gonna ask him, like, is he talking about Wagyu? Because Wagyu, you gotta cook hella fast. I mean, that's one way. So I think that this statement that the girl said is true. So because I've heard this from several girls that like a good decent amount of sex. No, it's
I'm saying it's a good thing. It's quicker.
I mean, yeah. That's actually yes, that too, Marco. What you said.
Like,
yeah.
oh, this is so good.
Yeah, if a guy come in a decent amount of time, like say 15 minutes or whatever, that's like decent enough. I guess you can kind of say. Where he goes through 3 fucking positions, I guess you can kind of say rotate in 3 different ways.
It's like 5 minutes per position. You have to time
5 minutes per position and shit like that. And that he comes and stuff like that. I think like that's a decent amount. And quickies are usually like 10 minutes and stuff like that. Because I think that's right because of the fact that like emotionally, you have to be kind of emotionally invested in order to actually arrive. So if you're taking way too long, then your mental state isn't fucking there. Your mental state is actually taking it as like almost like a workout, or like I guess you can kind of say like that, or like you're not even there. Like you're like you're at a fucking Texas steakhouse.
You being there, like fucking her.
Yeah, so I think the guy who's taking too long, it's like it's almost like saying that what's taking you so long? Are you getting bored of this? Is this sex too dry for you? Well, not dry, but is it like I guess boring? I guess you can kind of say that. if he's taking too long, it's probably because his mental state isn't there. I think, I'm not counting whiskey dick where alcohol is involved of why that this is happening and that's the case of what's taking the guy so long to come. But I can understand why girls will start to feel some type of way or take offense that a guy's taking way too long to come. That a girl will start questioning, is like, what the hell's going on? Because he's not drunk. I'm saying, like, if you take out the drunk part of it, then most likely his mental state isn't there, right? Because, like, good sex, for an example, this is like thing where if you haven't had sex in a while, like a guy will come if the wind blows the right way, It's like that. Sex is short as fuck. When you haven't had sex in a while, it is short. The first round, fucking pow, it's like fucking a combination lock. 2 clicks to the left, 2 clicks to the right, and then it's like that. So like you'll come fast. But if you're taking way too long, yeah, I think that the guy's mental state isn't there, and I can see why the girls, their self-esteem will start to get attacked. I can see that if the guy's taking too long.
What constitute as quick though? Are we talking like 5 minutes and below, or?
That's the tricky part about the question. But dude, if it's like 5 minutes below, if a girl can like tackle, I wouldn't say tackle, but if a girl can make you arrive in like less than 5 or 10 minutes, that shit is fucking phenomenal. Like she must have did some fucking, I don't know, fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu shit on you.
First time. It's like, oh.
Yeah, this shit, like, yeah, that is fucking amazing. Because us over here talking about how all three of us are bad with time management. If a girl can do it in 5 or 10 minutes, that girl's a fucking, oh my god, she's something. Think about it, right?
You've been really backed up for a very long time.
Yeah, she must be doing her Kegels. the whole time you're.
See, when I mentioned long, like the whole steak analogy, I was thinking like what's a normal session? Like 15, 20 minutes maybe?
I would say, for me, I would say 15 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, like 30 minutes and below. That's like a normal session, I would say.
15 to 20 minutes is recorded as a normal sex session. 15 to 20 minutes.
That's what I was thinking when I said long. Yeah. I wasn't thinking like an hour. That's way too long. God damn. You're doing something wrong.
If you're taking that long and it's like no alcohol involved, then yeah, I don't think your fucking mental state is there, dude. At least that's why I think that shit is true. Kare is here, so hi Kare.
Hey,
envision yourself right now. The good thing is all three of us are single. Envision yourself right now. You had a really great date with this girl, right? Went to Texas Roadhouse. You got that bomb ass steak just the way you like it, whether it's quickie or a long savory one, right? Right?
The savory one.
And and then she's like, she got like all in the mood after a few drinks and stuff like that. And then you guys were like kissing inside of the car and stuff like that. And she looks at you and just said, I'm in the mood, right? The question is, her place or your place?
Her place.
Marco?
I would just quickly be like, you want to go back to my place? Because actually, I would say
your place. Okay.
Yeah, but depending which one's closer, though. So if my place was closer,
by distance.
If my place was closer, it'd be like, you want to go back to my place? Then But if hers was closer, it'd be like, oh, I want to go to your place. For me, but depending on the distance.
For me, it has to be my place. It has to be. Because for me, it's like taking a shit, right? When you take a shit, most people feel more comfortable in their own bathroom at their house, right? So for me, I don't know why I just used that analogy, but I fucking did. So if I was like getting to know someone and we had a good date and stuff like that, and we're about to do that, right? It would definitely be like my place because of the fact that like I don't know if she lives with other people. That's what I'm afraid of. But I do know that I live by myself, so I'm not worried about shit like that. So
because fucking Keith works from home. So I have no privacy. I'm like, fuck.
It's gonna be the box issue all over again.
Well, no, I actually am kind of curious, like how where she is and all that shit. So
yeah, I mean,
part of it's curiosity.
No, that's a really good point that you brought up, okay? Because like at that point, like if we're eating and she tells me how like we're talking about a living situation, and then it leads to making out and stuff, then I would just say be like, yeah, dude, just go back to my place.
Yeah.
But if she lived by herself and I'm living by myself, then it would depend who's closer.
Oh yeah. Because imagine she said like she lives with her mom or something, or her dad.
Yeah.
Imagine like
Yeah, I'd be like,
are they home?
I'd just be like, yeah, let's go back to my.
yeah, it's so complicated by then. Yeah.
Or
yeah,
just go in the back of Texas Steakhouse.
Yeah,
do it
because
in the car
because like if the other person lives with their parent, then it's like, and then you see them, then they're like, oh hey, this is my friend, and then they'll
it's a mood killer.
Yeah,
they sat you down and put you through a fucking interview and shit.
Well, not even that. They'll just think,
I'm just a friend.
They'll just automatically think you guys are a couple, and you're just hooking up. But yeah,
this one comes from Rosalie, right? So shout out to you, little croissant, little baguette, wee. Yeah, I promised that I would do this question, so I'll do it. But you're not fucking here, so what's the fucking point? But you know what? Since you asked, we'll do it. So Rosalie sent me over this video, and the video basically goes kind of like this, right? Is that this guy, he had trust issues with his current girlfriend, right? And with his current girlfriend, he wanted to test her by simply Googling a model that fits her type. Because he's been with her and he knows the type of guys that she likes. So he created a whole entire fake profile, bought fucking Instagram followers and all that stuff. And then he slides into his girlfriend's fucking DM, right? Started to message her and stuff like that. And then somehow arranged a date for her to, meet up. So he shows up to the fucking date, right? Which was it was a hammock, I believe. It was like a hammock type of picnic date. And she's sitting at the hammock area waiting for him and stuff like that. Well, the catfish that he wanted to catfish her with. So he walks up to her and she sees him. And then in a joking manner, she goes, "You're such a fucking asshole." And then they both laugh about it, and then they went out to go eat. So that's the story. But the question that Rosalie wanted to ask is, would you guys ever catfish your girlfriend, right? To test to see if she's loyal. Who has been disloyal before? Because this guy did mention that she was disloyal.
Damn, she got off easy.
She kind of she
got off really easy. I would have been fucking furious.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That reminds me of this story that I read like a while. It was like early, like probably like last month or something. But there was a married couple who got divorced because they catfished each other.
I just want to give a shout out to my cousins who's here. Hi, Lisa. All right, go on.
Yeah, so basically, like, they weren't happy in the relationship, so they created these fake profiles, and they ended up they didn't realize they were talking to each other, and they fell in love with the other person, even though it was basically them. And then when they decided to meet up, and they finally met up, they realized that they catfished each other, so they ended up getting a divorce.
Jesus Christ,
so basically, they fell in love with each other all over again, and because of that, they divorced each other.
You know what's really weird is that one of them must have, like, not weird, but it's kind of funny. One of them must have had a catfish account, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And then I wondered why that person made it. And then the other person must have been like, "Oh, I don't want to get caught, so let me create a catfish account to talk to this other girl who doesn't even know that is a catfish."
Yeah, I think it was they did like created like a fake Tinder profile or something like that. And they ended up just surprisingly matching with each other, and then they catfished each other.
What are the fucking odds of that?
Yeah, I know. That was the funniest part.
Fucking astronomical.
Where's the funniest part? I don't know. I showed it to some brother, and we were just like laughing.
Like, it's fucked up, but it's hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
The fact that they fucking divorce each other.
Yeah, they divorced each
Then
other.
again, it did show that they weren't.
But who's in the wrong?
Uh,
Who's in the wrong though?
Yeah,
Think about that. Who's in the
yeah.
wrong? If you think about it.
Yeah, they got a divorce because they got mad at each other. They catfished each other, even though they fell in love all over again. They decided to get divorced. But yeah, back to the original story. Yeah, like Jay said, she did got off pretty easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it almost sounds like the way that it ended. It sounded like the guy was pulling a prank on her.
yeah, like what the?
Because that's
I'm surprised
something
they didn't
that's like
argue.
I would do that, but just to like prank the other person, not to like test their loyalty.
Yeah, it kind of definitely came off as a prank to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I
But
would do that.
she has a track record, is what he state.
Yeah,
The thing is, she had an ulterior motive. If she
yeah,
didn't know it was her boyfriend, so it's like she still would have done it even if it wasn't a prank.
yeah.
That's what got to me. It's like what the fuck? That's fucked up.
In his shoes, would you have done what he done?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense what the reason why he did it, but and also, if you look at it from her perspective, she proved. I guess you could kind of say she proved him wrong in a way. I guess because she knew right off the bat, like, well, as soon as she saw him, she's like, "Oh, you're such an asshole." And it's
Yeah.
because if she would have given him a different reaction, like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" then you know she was gonna cheat on him. But the fact that she already knew off the bat that it was him the whole time, the moment she saw him, it was kind of like proving to him that, like, that she was being loyal.
Hi, Baguette. We're answering your question. Rosalie's here. I don't know. I think like okay. So for me, I wouldn't if I was his. Rosalie says, "Nice haircut, Jay." So to me, it's like okay. The one thing I've always learned, right, is that when someone is loyal, the worst thing to do to a loyal person. This is a loyal person though. The worst thing to do to a loyal person is to test another loyal person.
Yeah,
Because once you test a loyal person and they catch you in the test that you have to test them, they take that does so much fucking damage to the person who is loyal that they don't even want to be with you, even though
yeah,
they
'cause
passed it.
it shows that there's no trust in between each other.
Yeah, so like for me, it's kind of like a conversation that we had before about how the guy he sent his friend over to flirt with his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. Sorry, ex-girlfriend. But one thing led to another, and then his friend ended up like his girlfriend ended up developing ex-girlfriend developing feelings for him and stuff like that, right? Um, it's kind of similar to that situation when with this catfish question because of like if you're catfishing your girlfriend and you know what her likes is and you go after everything of her dream boy in front of her and then she fails it, right? And stuff like that. She fails it and you test her like that. Then it's like honestly you are playing with fire. Because that's when you test a loyal person like that, you were playing with fire. Because you
Yeah,
most likely were like being insecure. No, I wouldn't say insecure, but you most likely was already having trust issues with her. And then you were probably kind of I would say like taking it out on her, I guess you can kind of say. You were taking it out on her, and then you guys probably were in a rocky spot, and then you throw the fucking golden boy at her. You like set her up for failure. So I wouldn't do it because of that, because I know most likely that's going to happen. It's like like you should like a relationship, a good relationship is to eliminate all the potential threats. You know, if you think someone or something is a potential threat, you eliminate it, right? So obviously putting a person through a test to see if they know how to eliminate a potential threat is redundant. And I I wouldn't have done that if that was my girlfriend. Honestly, and you guys know this that I've been with girls who have cheated on me several times, but never once had I ever put them through a loyalty test. I actually never did. Even when they had cheated on me the first time, I'd never put them back through a loyalty test. And I feel as if the correct way of what that guy done because he said that this is an ex-girlfriend that he catfished before, and that's what happened. I think splitting was a great idea. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's my opinion.
Catfishing is just another type of insecurity, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it if you're have good suspicion that they probably are cheating or something. Because this also reminded me of another story that I saw where there was another couple. They were married for a few years, but the wife was living a double life. She was a OnlyFans content creator, and because one of his boys found out, and then he told them, and so he created a fake OnlyFans profile, and then he slid into her DMs to like collaborate and stuff, and she booked the hotel to meet at a certain date, and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna be at this hotel in this room. And
This is
so
already this is already bad. Yeah,
yeah,
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
he shows up, and he knocks on the door, and then as soon as she opens the door, she tries closing the door real quick, and he forced the door open, and he pretty much called her out. But yeah, that's what this also reminded me of. It's kind of crazy too. So
Yeah.
Do you think it's right to even test a person if you find it suspicious, but the person has a loyal track record with you? But there is some fishy things going
if
on.
they have if they've been loyal the whole time, and
But no. But this is let's say like they have been, but then there's a fishy, suspicious part now. You know what I mean?
I think that's just a paranoia. I would say because if they've been loyal the whole time and then out of nowhere, you just feel like you start to have some suspicion, and that's just paranoia.
That's the thing. Like she has a clean track record of being loyal. Yeah. But it's just that one tiny thing that you're suspicious about. That's just another type of like.
Yeah, that's something you put yourself. You're
putting
basically
yourself poisoning in your mind at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But if they have been known to be a cheater, then it's up to the person if they want to. But
I wonder what that little suspicious thing is, though. Like,
yeah,
maybe you caught a glimpse of her texting another guy or some shit like that. Yeah,
I think for him, it's like the way I look at it, to be in that predicament that Marco was talking about. It's like when you're around a person, an individual for so long, you know their habits, you know their pattern, and stuff like that. That when they get out of character of several things, such as like, I mean, like I'll throw a random example out there. It's like they always have their phone facing down wherever you go. That's just one example. But when they get out of character like that, and you have this gut feeling, honestly, for me, even though I wouldn't do this whole catfishing thing, honestly, for me, one of the things that I regretted the most, and I still regret it to this day, is that I wish I would have went with my gut feeling on so many things. But I was in denial, and denial's a river in Egypt. But I was in denial that I didn't want to believe it, that I just kind of gave the person the benefit of the doubt. And I can kind of understand this guy when his significant other was going out of character, and she has a track record of it. You know what I mean? Of and that's why he done it. Out of character, Jay, is like, don't take offense to this, but when you're around a person, you live with them all the fucking time, and then you see what their daily task is, right? And how they react to a certain thing. There's a little bit of a I guess you can kind of say a window when you get to see a person being out of character. Usually is when during a confrontational part, and during a confrontational part that they get out of character, and usually they vent to you about the problems, but they're venting to someone else.
I gotcha.
See, and then they start to get out of character. To them, they're thinking, you know what? The only reason why I'm venting to someone else is because of like I try to talk about it with you, but it didn't get me anywhere, stuff like that, right? And it's no shame, no foul. And if I tell you that I'm talking to this dude about it and stuff like that, you're gonna take it the wrong type of way. But the thing is, like, the mistake that the girl in my situation doesn't understand is that when you're fixing the situation from an outside source, that becomes another situation. 1 + 1 = 2 in a relationship, not 1 + 1 = 3 in a relationship. That's how cheating happens. And that's what I should have tried to prevent, but I didn't. That's a short version of the bestest way I could say it. Yeah. I know Marco means. I know Marco knows exactly what I'm talking about because me and Marco been with and we lived with our significant other for a while. That Marco, you know what I mean? Like when they get out of character. Yeah, it's like that. I don't get offended when I say that, Jay. It's just it's something that you have to be in that position to understand.
That doesn't offend me at all.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like I'm just saying. Yeah.
You know what's tragic though? It's tragic when it actually happens. Like you do catch them doing something bad and breaking up and shit.
Yeah.
Because after that, you become more. How do I say this? The next relationship, you become very. You put up a lot of walls.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be hurt with the same shit again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. I made the opposite mistake. I made the opposite mistake. So, fuck, where's Ang when I need him? So, girl number one, I'm just going to use it this way. Girl number one, I was not super strict on, but there was a lot of things I just didn't allow. And she knows that, like, I just don't put up with it and stuff like that. Such as, I'll use one example. I don't want her to go out to the club with her friends because even though she says she just wants to take the time to get loose and feel free and stuff like that, or to kind of relieve stress. Not that I didn't allow her, I just told her I didn't like it. She took it as I didn't allow her. Throughout the whole relationship, she used it against me as like I was holding her back to enjoy her golden years, her life, whatever, right? That's that part. Girl number two, who did cheat it, right? Girl number two, I was very, very, very lenient. I allowed her to go out, enjoy her life, talk to whoever the fuck she wants, go out and party with her friends, and then like things like that. The only thing I ever asked of her was to rule number one: don't cheat. If you're gonna cheat, just leave. Just break up with me. I don't need to hear it if you develop feelings for someone else or whatever. It's fine. Just leave me because I didn't want to go through it. Rule number two was never ever come home. No, never ever stay at your friend's house. Just come home, right? Because you have a home that we pay for and stuff like that. So then girl number two, because I was extremely lenient, she took it as, and you know what? You listen to my podcast, so you know exactly that this fucking happened. She took it as that I didn't care about her because I wasn't the jealous type.
It's like, what do they want?
No, it's funny because like it was a hard balance. Like I was apparently too fucking strict on one, become super fucking lenient on the other one, and then she fucking still cheats. Jesus Christ. Oh. Yeah. And Aang knows that too because Aang's like, I think Aang told me that he thinks, in his opinion, that she wasn't used to the freedom, or because she was always kind of like held back from her previous ex. That she didn't know is that she didn't know how to handle all that freedom. Because you gotta remember, girls who lives in a very constrained type of rule in a relationship, they develop defense system of how to defend against the potential threat into their relationship. When a girl who is presented all this like lenient type of like lifestyle and all that stuff, they have not developed a type of defense against the guys who are extremely manipulative and like knows how to flirt, has a way with words, that they end up cheating because they had never opposed those type of threats before. So that's like Aang's way of looking at it.
Interesting.
Like, yeah, it's like that. That's all I wanted to say. Yeah, so it's like I couldn't find a balance. I couldn't. And it's funny because the next girlfriend, I didn't do it's funny, I didn't do jack shit, and I got the most. My last ex was the most faithfulest, loyalist, girlfriend I'd ever dated in a few years. Like I've never seen loyalty like that before in my whole life. Like she's very she's built different.
Yeah,
Don't take it the wrong way
agree.
because I know you watch this too. Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
What Jay said, because I've definitely put up a lot of walls since my last relationship.
Walls, as in like,
well, you just start being cautious around the next person you're with. Just
yeah,
because of the previous shit that happened.
You're a bit more defensive of yourself, so you don't get hurt again, basically. But yeah, I definitely agree, Jay, because I've definitely put up a lot of walls.
Yeah, and again, everyone's different. Everyone's not gonna have the same defense mechanisms as others. It just depends on how you take it.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. This was a live episode too, so it's been a while. And it was just the boys this time. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the live, and to those who are listening wherever you listen to this podcast. And yeah, this is Marco signing out.
What up, it's your boy Jay, aka Kimchi Papi. Coming at you live from Echo Base. Thank you all for watching. And remember, you can catch all of our adventures over at Spotify, Apple, what is it, Google Podcast still?
Just say YouTube.
YouTube and not TikTok. Definitely not TikTok.
Hey man, TikTok's got us some traction, dude. TikTok's been doing great.
Funny? I still haven't even seen our TikTok page.
Oh,
I still haven't seen
it. I just uploaded a story. Actually, we're in the thousands. Like every time we upload a clip, it's in the thousands.
Damn.
Like of views. Yeah, I just you can just go look at my story. You'll see it. It's always in the thousands.
Yeah.
No, that
TikTok is cringe.
The you with the link Italian sausages that's in the 3,000 views right now, and it's still climbing. Yeah.
Jesus. Anyways, remember, if you come too fast, I'm coming for that ass.
Yeah. So first and foremost, with this 2-year journey that we have done with this podcast, I want to give a big shout out to all of you. Like honestly, from the bottom, the very, very bottom of my dick, I'm in my heart, right? Thank you so much for supporting us. I can't believe that I hit past 4 digits and past triple digits. So a huge shout out to all the people who listen to us on Spotify. Huge shout out to all the people who listen to us on Apple. Huge shout out to I know YouTube is still growing, but still, like, thank you so much for supporting us on all 3 platforms. And TikTok, of course, all the comments, we love it. And I also want to give a big shout out to the team who's here, minus Ein. Ein's not here, but if he was here, all of us, we have spent years, like 2 years now on this, and we've just been grinding. And we just keep going. Like the team has put up some things that, like, it's not so easy to run a podcast, as we all figured out. But you know what? Like us as a team, we've been striving and been providing smiles and laughter for you guys. So you shout out to the team to make you guys laugh and smile with all of our stories. We're glad you guys find humor in our stories. We're glad you could take some of our advices and it has helped you guys out. And we, us from the team, we wish the best from all you guys. Remember, don't get offended. It's just our opinions, our thought, our views. Most of the things that we talk about are anecdotic, and none of us are licensed professional. So seek help if you need it. But other than that, remember, listeners, to integrate podcasts to always stay great. Jay, take that shit away.
Okay. This is your boy Jay, aka Kitty Papi, telling you. この番組はグラスパスルの時でお送りいたします。
What the fuck did you mumble in the beginning?
I honestly forgot the fucking.
You were like, the hoop to the gasolina.
The outro. I'm just